And hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cyrus Webb Presents here on Amazon Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Thank you all for making us one of the top media shows here on Amazon Live. If you guys are new to us on the Amazon Live platform, make sure you guys do hit that follow button. You'll see it either here in this corner or down below. You will also see the books by our next guest. We're so excited to welcome back award-winning event planner, entrepreneur, and author Melissa Banks to our broadcast. Her book that we're talking about today is this one, Dream by Design Inspirational Journal. It's on sale right now for National Book Month. Also, of course, you guys can get the Kindle edition. We're going to talk to Melissa not only about what it's been like for her to share her motivation with others, but how she hopes this book can be able to help you throughout the year. Also, want to welcome those tuning in on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. You guys have any comments or questions for Melissa? Make sure you guys put those in the comment section. I'll be glad to be able to share those throughout the broadcast. Melissa, welcome back to the broadcast.
Thank you for having me. It's awesome to be here. I always love a chat with you, Cyrus Webb.
Well, look, it's always a pleasure. You're like family, Melissa, and just like family, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and let y'all know because you'll see it. Melissa takes some little shots at me, but it's okay. I'm grown. I can handle it. How they try to bully the little brother. That's what people do with me. But Melissa, I know she means it in love. So Melissa, no, we're good. We're good. I know what I'm dealing with here. Melissa, I want to talk about this this year for you. As I mentioned, you have the Dream by Design Inspirational Journal on sale right now for National Book Month. It's $7.99. This is your biggest book to date, Melissa, but also one that really does take the reader throughout the year. What has it been like for you to see the response to it?
It's been absolutely amazing to me. One thing I love about this one that's different from the others is it breaks down those prompts. Sometimes we get so deep in our world that we need a moment to flash us back to where we need to be, or that reminder that we're everything that we need. And we often, it's not something someone else can say, it's something we have to do for ourselves. And that's what's been so amazing about this book. And I'm so excited about the number of people that have been inspired to keep going on that day that they needed that word. They got that word, and it was right here in this book. So it's been very exciting for me.
Yeah. You have had a career that has spanned some 20 plus years, Melissa, when it comes to being a master event planner, being able to be an entrepreneur. What has it been like for you to fit into this motivational speaker author place in your life?
But the motivational speaker part, is what I do. And I was doing it already. I just wasn't aware of it. You know how you just do something naturally. I'm in the bathroom washing my hands, and I look over and the woman next to me has a look on her face. So something is happening. And I speak some words that will inspire her and motivate her. So it was natural. That part was natural. But what the difference was doing it publicly and talking to masses of women, not just the one-on-one woman. So that part was not something I saw coming, but because of different changes in the world and in my platform, but it was always God's plan for me. I just didn't know it at the time. So to see it now and to hear my voice now and know that my voice is something that some people look forward to hearing. What is the word that she's going to say today? Because it inspires me. And when I run into someone that says that I don't know, but they know me from those messages, it really inspires me, just like it inspired that person when they first said it.
So talk to us then about the decision to share, because I was actually at an event with you before the world kind of shut down in 2020, Melissa, where you were sharing a bit of your backstory that a lot of people didn't know. What has it been like for you to let people know that you do understand what they're going through, that you do understand the dark spaces that we can fall into, but also how to get out of them?
Cyrus, that was really the first time. That event you're referring to was the first time that I ever shared publicly and just talked from the gut, talked from my heart. And I had not planned to do that even then. My plan was a structured message, just like we do. But days before that event, I went through some challenges with my breathing, and I still have some of those challenges now. And when I got on stage, I changed everything I was going to say, and I just talked from my heart. It is definitely clear that your story is for someone else, because that moment I started talking about just parts of my story that day, it changed everything in my world. I became more confident in sharing my story, and the understanding that what I went through, that someone else can feel it and it can inspire them at the moment that they are in their life, which is the most important thing to anybody who motivates and inspires, is to speak from what you know, what you've been through, what you've overcome, and then share that. You don't just share the overcoming part, but share the place, share the when you were in that dungeon, share when you didn't have the confidence to open up your mouth, and then share how you dug your way out of it by simply never giving up, and share that with someone. And that's what moves them. That's what connects them, is not only knowing the story, but also knowing how you kept going and how you moved past it.
Yeah. I mentioned that October's recognized. Hey, man, it's well good to be able to see you on the Facebook side. He says hello to you as well, Melissa. October's recognized not only as a National Book Month, but also as Domestic Violence Awareness Month. That is something that you've been able to speak about as well. Melissa, talk to us about that, because I think, one of the things, the reason I think it's an interesting connection with your inspirational journal is the journal is about, okay, giving you the encouragement, but then putting it on you. What are you going to do? How are you going to do it? How did that kind of fit in with you as you kind of talk about you being a survivor of so many things in your life and what you were going to do next?
As a domestic violence survivor, which I never really gave myself that title, because that title to me was embarrassing at one point. That title to me was something that I needed to keep secret, that people didn't need to know that I went through those 17 years of domestic violence. But what I found in my journey is those years that were some of the hardest years in my life. Those years were some of the years that I felt like I needed to protect myself every minute. And it started 6 months into the marriage. So it wasn't a short period. That 17 years was literally 17 years of both verbal and physical abuse. But what I found out as I went through is those 17 years was building me. It was building the story. It's what I can share with people today, because they see where I am today, but Lord, where I came from, what I had to go through and overcome to get here today. So I never thought in a million years I would be opening my mouth and speaking about it publicly. But what I found, it helps so many people to know that. So when they hear that and know some of the things that I've gone through, and then pick up this inspiration or hear my voice in a daily message or on a platform where I'm speaking and sharing, they can feel the growth. They can feel like, you know what, if she did it, I can too. This is not where I stop. If I make quitting not an option, I keep going. And that's why the book is so important to just have right there at those moments when you need to connect the dots, when you need to get through that moment that take you back to that place that wasn't a good place for you.
Yeah. I just opened up the book, Melissa. And for those, again, who are just joining us, you all are watching Cyrus Webb Presents here on Amazon Live. Melissa Banks is our guest. We're discussing her book that's on sale during National Book Month, Dream by Design, Inspirational Journal. I just opened it up to week 25 in the book. And the prompt there is an interesting one, Melissa. Decide you're going after your dream no matter what life is throwing you. Keep moving and go hard every day. Now, that is a message I think a lot of people can relate to. How does that message speak to you? Because I really believe that every message we give is a message first to ourselves. So how does this message, Melissa, speak to you and help you in the work that you're doing?
Oh my God, it's one of the messages that I have to go back to myself and reread so often, because what happens when life gets hard, it's on the hard days, right? So in building my business over 25 years, I've had some really great celebrations, some things that were going really great. But on those days where it's hard, you're still working hard, but nothing is happening, right? On those days is when you have to talk to yourself and remind yourself that even though today I'm not seeing what I want to see, I have to keep going. I have to get up every single day, not once a week, not once a month, every single day, and go really hard in my dream and looking for my dream and making the steps. Because I believe if you get up every day, and I said this to someone today that's going through something, I said, just pick one thing. Say, I'm going to get up today. I'm going to do this one thing that's going to get me closer to where I want to be, and do that thing as best as you can, as hard as you can, giving it all you've got. But what you don't do is get up and sit down and don't move, because when you get there, when you get in that place, if something don't move you, you will quit on yourself, because it's really all about yourself. When you quit on yourself. So I tell people, whatever it looks like, you still get up every day and you still give it your best day.
Love that. Such a great reminder for us. And I mentioned at the beginning that you're an award-winning master event planner. You actually literally just won an award this year, Melissa. Award-winning. You're the award-winning now event planner for Best of Mississippi. Talk to us about that experience for you. What was it like for you to be able to experience that and to see your hard work again, as you're talking about here, paying off for you?
It was so exciting, right? I never placed myself into, I always think that I could be better at what I do. There's a lot of people that do it better than I do it. So when I was nominated for the award, I thought, and I know people say this, oh, the excitement was in the nomination. Well, it was really the excitement for me to know that people saw the value in my work and really appreciated the value in it and wanted to put my name in the pot. So I started celebrating from the nomination. But when I got there and my name was called, it was an amazing experience. It was exciting. It was, people really notice your hard work when you continue to do it and continue to put your all into it. So it was really an amazing experience. And it still is, because it means that 25 years that I put into event planning and creating experiences, that my hard work was noticed, and to find it validated by people who believe in me and people who watch me in my work. It's just an amazing experience.
Love that. So you give these messages, these prompts, like the one I just read, Melissa, throughout the book, but then you're able to ask two very important questions. What is my goal and what am I going to do to make it happen? Why is this important for the reader to ask themselves those two questions?
You know what? We often have these big dreams, these big visions. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And we haven't put a lot of thought into how it's going to happen. And then sometimes it's such a big dream or big goal that we get caught up and get overwhelmed with the process. And that can make you feel stuck and you're not able to move. To me, that's one of the most important parts of this book, is then you get to break it down. You get to break down those goals into actionable bites so that you can process it, that you can work toward it. But you don't just break down the goal. Is what am I going to do? And I told someone, just write 3 things to each goal that you're going to focus on this week. Just 3 steps that you're going to focus on. And that makes it more achievable. You can see it happening. You can focus in, you can be determined, and then you can see the success, because you will reach those goals and you won't feel overwhelmed with it because you're focused in it and you have a path. You know what you're going to do.
Melissa, no matter how long any of our audience has been in business, including ourselves, things happen. Life happens. I was mentioning in a previous conversation I was having today, once again, the world is at war again, right? It is, there's so many things that can knock us off, not only physically, but psychologically. How do you protect your peace? That's the question I wanted to ask you, because it's very easy for us to, normally when we used to think, I used to think, I can say myself, when things were happening what seemed like a far off place, I used to think, well, that has nothing to do with me. But now I understand gas prices go up. I understand there's shortages that happen, right? When things aren't able to move the way they're able to have. So that can definitely impact our lives. So what do you do, and what do you say to our audience about when those things happen? How do you protect your peace at that time?
Well, this is how I protect my peace. With whatever is going on in the world, I'm selective about what I allow into my mind, what I allow my eyes to see. So that goes to what I read, what I see on social media, what I watch on TV, who I'm talking to in that space. Because you know what? You can talk to the wrong person at the wrong time, and that doesn't make them a bad person, but it does mean they may say that thing that's just going to take you all the way off focus and not being able to pull yourself through. That's guarding your peace. That can be family, that can be good friends, mentors, coaches. You have to be able to know when to close that door. You have to be able to know that good friend that you really love, but her posts are negative all the time. They make you feel weird in your stomach and you really don't want to see them. You have that control. So that means controlling your environment. So I control when I answer the phone. When the phone rings, just because it rings doesn't mean I have to answer it. You have the power to control it. And it's always about guarding your peace, because if you can't guard your peace, all the noise of the world and everybody else's opinion is going to be what you hear in your head. And you cannot, it's the conversation you have in your head, it's the noise that's in here that either will move you forward or stop you in your tracks. Guarding your peace controls that environment.
Such a great thing. Such a great point. So, Melissa, for yourself, as this year is winding down, do you find yourself still setting goals, or is your intent at this point in the year just to make sure you achieve the goals you've already set?
Oh, I'm still setting goals, right? Because, you know, at the beginning of the year, when we set all these goals, we didn't know what the year was going to bring. So many things happened this year that I didn't even think to set a goal for. So then the last quarter of the year, that's the quarter you dig deeper for the year, because all these things have opened up, these different opportunities that you didn't see coming have opened up. And some of those things you thought were going to happen in the way that you thought it was going to happen didn't. So now you got this last quarter. This is the quarter you make it happen for the year, and you're looking into 2024 already. So we have some goals already for 2024. This is not the time to coast to the end of the year. This is the time to go deep and set additional goals to get you to the end of the year and ready for the next year.
That's so true, Melissa. I agree with you. I totally agree with you. This is not the time to be slacking. We're not going to be slacking around here. We're going to keep moving forward, because that's what we need to do to get those goals and dreams realized. So with that being said, outside of being a master event planner, an award-winning master event planner, outside of being a motivational speaker, an entrepreneur, and an author, Melissa also hosts a show here that's also heard here on Amazon called Dream by Design with Melissa Banks. Tell them a little bit about the show, Melissa.
You know, I absolutely love the show. The reason I love the show is it's about women for women. It inspires women. It's women talking about how they got through some really tough times, how they got up and they kept going despite the circumstances they were facing. And they were able to create a life that they love. But they don't stop right there. They show you, they give you some tips on how you can do it too. See, so often we think we're the only ones going through it. You know, we're the only ones that people we see woke up one day and everything just fell into place and they became the Cyrus Webb overnight. So we believe that people have these this storybook, but when you listen to the stories that these women share, it's inspired with every single woman I talk to. When you listen to those stories and know some of the struggles that they pushed through to get them to where they are now. And the key was simply believing in yourself, refusing to take no for an answer, and keep going. That's where my mantra came from. Quitting is not an option. And these women talk about how it was not an option. They pushed through and they share those stories with us. It's a powerful, powerful show.
And they can definitely listen to it here on Amazon. You guys just check for Dream by Design with Melissa Banks. You'll be able to hear on Amazon for sure. Again, everyone, event planner, entrepreneur, author Melissa Banks has been our guest. Kimberly, hello to you. Good to be able to see you. She says hello to you as well, Melissa. Glad to be able to see you with us, Kimberly. Again, make sure you guys get her book, Dream by Design, Inspirational Journal, out now. You can get it right now. It's on sale for $7.99. or the Kindle edition for $3.99. Make sure you guys take advantage of that as we're going throughout what is National Book Month. A great addition to your life, especially as we're getting ready to head into a new year. And Melissa, how can they stay connected with you?
Well, thank you, Cyrus, for this. Your behavior was so good today. I'm just so proud of you. You did great. Maybe you are the hostess with the mostest, but it was great chatting with you. It's just like always. To stay connected with me, you just simply go to themelissabanks.com, and we have it broken down. Each one of our areas, whether you're want to listen to some of the podcasts, purchase the book, our DMD event planning, our event planning website. You can find all of those platforms right there. Facebook, Instagram. You just go to one place, and it's themelissabanks.com, and you see everything that we do.
All right, Melissa, congratulations to you. Continued success to you, and looking forward to our next chat together.
Thank you so much. Always nice chatting with you.
I feel the same way, Melissa. And we thank you all for watching another great segment of Cyrus Webb Presents here on Amazon Live. Also, thank you all for tuning in on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Glad you all could be with us as well. Until next time, I'm Cyrus Webb saying thank you so much for being with us. We'll talk to you guys real soon. Take care.